Okay, so early rising or good evening to some of you guys. This is Autochthonous Aries, and I'm coming to do a reading. It's about 1 a.m. in the morning, and I do want to apologize right now because I do have a cold, and I'm going to be speaking kind of low because it's so early, and Darius and Daria are asleep. Alright, so I'm going to get into this reading. I do want to talk about some of the channeled messages that came through initially. And it wasn't even right when I pulled these cards. It was hours later. So when I was asking Spirit to prepare me for this reading, and I was asking them the questions that I was asking, the first question that I asked was, what was the energy basically surrounding the messages of this reading? And I got the card Neptune Sacrifice from the Black Moon Astrology card deck. And so this energy is Piscean energy, in the sense that Pisces is the word neurotic came, but I could be saying that wrong. But my reasoning, I'm going to tell you my reasoning for it. Neuro, or that, I guess, prefix, makes me think about the mind, right? Pisces lives in their mind. That is what they manifest from. Why am I saying it like no one else does? I'm not saying that, I don't mean it like no one else does, but, because all spirituality, this life, this plane that we're on, it exists because it's in the mind. So long story short, Pisces is a very in their head type of sign. So this is dealing with the head a lot, the mind, but from the watery, spiritual, emotional side. So that's what's surrounding the messages that are going to come forth tonight. Pisces can also deal with sickness. It can deal with being shut in. So it came in with me hearing the phrase sick and shut in. Shut in could be literally someone is entrapped in their own mind and can't focus or function. In the physical, a vegetative type state. That's what's coming right now. But shut in the mind where they're not moving like they should be, or they're not even moving upon the actions that need to be moved upon, and therefore they are in restriction or in a restrictive mode. Pisces can also deal with restrictions, as in like being sick or being behind bars, literally. So in jail, imprisoned, but also being imprisoned because of ailments within the body. I know that Pisces they deal with the feet for sure. I can't remember what other body parts right now. I just barely remembered that one that came in too. But this is the energy, illusion, obscurity, and illusion in the sense that it is negative, like a mirage or something that isn't clearly seen. It's not clearly evident, but it's clear to the person that is thinking on it or that is envisioning this, but it's not clear to everyone else. And sometimes it's not even clear to the person, who's feeling what they're feeling. What else did I get? So literally sickness, that could have some people kind of bound in a way. Like maybe you have to be in the hospital right now, or even if you're out of the hospital and you're functioning, like as of now, you've been pretty much in covenant and union with having to see physicians and having to go to maybe clinics and stuff like that. So it seems restrictive in a way. Another channeled message that came through very, very strong was that some of us are literally like we're restricting our own selves from the desires that we have because we're so in our brains, in our minds, in the unseen about it, so continuously dreaming of something, but not actually putting movement, cohesively with these things that we're envisioning or dreaming about or focused on mentally and in our feelings. Ooh. Now, in a positive light, remember how I started off by saying, all things that first manifest, they are first present in the unseen. It has to literally not be there, quote unquote, or appear not to be there in order for somebody to think of something and or desire it so strongly that they bring it forth. So that's good. This is about manifestation. In the sensations of feelings and thought. Also, creative abilities here. Singing, writing, music, composition, artistry of all kinds. It has a very Piscean influence. What else is flowing at this time? Flowing, being in a state of flow, like I am legitimately good. I am legitimately content. I feel to a degree this may have something about like learning when to surrender or learning when to let go. That was another message that came through. Letting go, release. That's a part of sacrifice as well. But I do want to go back to the point about how we ourselves could literally be sacrificing maybe a version of ourselves, literally because a talent that you have, a strength or a capability that you have could be hidden under the guise of what is considered weak, or literally those who come across this video, you could have been categorizing something that you do, some type of way that you are innately, spiritually. You've been seeing it as a weakness, and thus it's been totally hidden from you in a way. The greatness that lies in that. So this element of something you were just unaware totally of, a gift, a strength that you are completely oblivious to. I'm hearing, and it was right in front of your face. Like it was right in front of your face. So it was also mentioned like anywhere Pisces may show up in those of you who may come across this video's chart, or how it shows up in your chart is how it shows up in your life. That's your natal chart. And I also want to say wherever Pisces, if you have it, wherever it may currently be, there are charts that can look up where everything is for you, but currently, right? So even where Jupiter is currently for you, oh wow, I said Jupiter, okay. It could be any aspect, planetary alignment, but I meant to say anywhere Pisces is for you in a current chart. Okay? So let me move on from there. That's just the energy surrounding us. That's the main card. At the bottom of that same deck, which gives me overall energy, is the fire element card. And it talks about desires, right? So this is what's fueling a lot of us, to me, the desire element. The fire element is time. Fire is about creativity as well. It is about maybe just wanting to bring something into fruition so strongly and so much that it causes you to start doing something, to start doing maybe what, to literally start acting upon maybe what you've just been dreaming about, fantasizing about, because that's more Neptunian energy as well. But bringing the fantasy to life is what I'm getting the most from this reading. So if you do not make it to the end of this reading because maybe I'm taking too long or something to get to the points that Spirit is giving, I understand. The main idea that I need you to take away from this is that whatever is happening now, it is to move you into action towards that which maybe you have been sacrificing for some. To others, it could literally be surrendering. And that is the act that you need. That's the action you may need to take. All right. So, let me move on. We have out of the tarot or the oracle cards that I have, I've got the 8 of air, which for me it's the same as the 8 of swords. And if you look closely at this card, this woman, I'm going to put it closer. This lady has a blindfold on. There's a sword that must have been on the gate originally, but it's now off the gate. And the ribbon that was initially maybe around her wrists, binding her from movement, where she felt like she was bound from movement, thought that she was bound from movement, that's been cut. And now she's also removing the blindfold. And because that one sword is now off the gate, or in whatever capacity that was there, the gate is also opened. So this is just about the element of freeing oneself from entrapment, or the belief or the illusion that they have been imprisoned, right? So what I got as well as an idea is that there is something that is happening in the ethers and the spiritual that is preparing to liberate the minds. And therefore, because it's liberating the mind, the actions are going to follow suit. Oh, if y'all see this flicker, it is literally the candle. It's the candle right here, the candlelight. But moving on. So let's read what it says. It says, the illusion of entrapment, a lack of self-confidence that makes you feel helpless. That could also be Piscean energy, feeling like the victim, feeling victimized. I literally heard the phrase, man, like nothing ever happens for me, or nothing ever goes right for me. I can't win for losing. It's like that type of energy. All right, so it says that makes you feel helpless, being afraid to take action. And then they say take responsibility for your life now. So some of this fear, that was another thing that actually did come up in the channeling too, which was about fear and how fear could be crippling and paralyzing some of us. And that's why we're not moving. And that's why we're not acting. And for some people, they are physically paralyzed. and rendered immobile, or so they think, But anyhow, there's a liberty coming. Maybe the liberty is already present, but it's a liberation of the mind. From there, the actions that are about to ensue, they're coming from this place of liberty and freedom. And I'm guessing the lack of fear that was keeping one, paralyzed and only in their mind about it, but never putting forth real action. That's ending. So the overall energy that another part of this message that I got was from the bottom of the deck of the cards that I used. And we have the King of Earth. So for some people, this is keeping them from being a good provider, a husband, a father, or a boss figure in some way. And this could be towards a masculine or a male, or this could be from, the energy of a masculine or a male. Possibly, if it's from the male aspect, it is in regards to a woman. If it is from the woman's perspective, it is in regards to a man. And I will also say in regards to that woman's own masculine energy within, and vice versa. If it's for a man, it would be in regards to the feminine energy within him. But let's read what it says. It says compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, grounded, a time of great success, financial security and prosperity, the Midas touch, everything turning out beautifully, a supportive parent and spouse, a good person to work for. King of Earth energy is also the sign of Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. I do apologize, I forgot to mention the sign of the swords or the air, and that is Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. So any of those signs could be here, or it could just be this energy of the earth element, which is about material acclamation or accumulation. That's what I'm trying to say. Accumulation. Material goods and things and needs. It also mentioned a supportive parent and or spouse. Level-headed, calm, understanding, I think. All right, we also have the 8 of Fire. Here's that fire energy in the reading. More movement here, and this is quick movement. So this is the equivalent to the 8 of Wands. Here's what it says. Too much going on. So somebody could have a lot of different things that they want to do. A lot of different things that they've been dreaming about. Or literally a lot of things happening. I'm hearing a lot of irons in the fire. Here's what else it says. I was trying to check to see if it was still recording. Stress caused by many positive opportunities. So all of a sudden, like for some of you guys, this could be dealing with work, okay, or just other creative opportunities and endeavors here. The thing is, whatever you put out there, it could be coming back to you, and it's coming very quickly, and you have a lot of different options if you ask me. Those could be creating this energy of being stressed out, like not knowing what and who to choose, okay? Unexpected events or rapid changes, the ability to multitask, and also business travel. Some of you guys could literally be looking into work that's going to require more business travel if you've put in a lot of different applications, or if you put yourself out there in a way that has now got it to where all this is coming towards you now. Now, for some of us, we're going to be having to make all these decisions, but it's good energy, but it's like a lot of good stuff happening. So this is what the stress is coming from, which may not be too bad, but it could be a bad thing, right? Because let's say that you're going into business for yourself and you position yourself in a way where you are extremely successful, but the load or that may come in, you aren't totally prepared to handle. Not because you are not prepared, maybe mentally, or you don't have a plan, but because maybe you don't have the facility, to manufacture these goods that you're that people are now wanting. That could pose a problem, even if it's just temporarily, right? So that's just an idea of what I'm trying to say. Like, a lot of good things could be getting ready to come in to the point to where it could be a bit overwhelming. The next energy, business travel. Some of you guys, the job that you may take, or the mission or whatever that you may be involved and engaged in more now, may inquire a lot of traveling. Inquire, I meant to say require a lot of travel. You guys are gonna have, like, I did say irons in the fire, like a lot of irons in the fire. I feel that, but you could be a person who could very well be, fire could be very prevalent in your chart, or you could literally be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or just have very strong placements no matter what your sign is, or what element rules and dominates your chart, both natally and also currently. I just feel like you've got a lot of great opportunities coming your way, so you might want to brace yourself, because basically you're going to have the pick of the litter, I heard. But that also can apply to, you're literally going to have, the ball's going to be in your court, and you are going to have to be the one who is just able to do all these different things, which it kind of seems like some of you guys may be able to do it. And maybe you never knew how much you were actually capable of. Moving on. Last but not least, we've got the Six of Water. And mind you, all of this is just energy surrounding the main card that had come up, which was this Eight of Swords. So here we go. The Six of Water, it says children or childhood. You could have a child, like if there's a person involved in this scenario for you, you could have a child with this person. It could be the mother or father of your child. Or this could deal with children, like somebody wanting to have children. All right, revisiting old dreams, or this could deal with your childhood, your own childhood, or the childhood of another. Oh, I forgot one thing important, guys, about the Neptune energy. Let me hurry up and go back. Neptune energy also can deal with the twin flames. I just want to say that. Okay. And just that beautiful love that they have, that they exemplify actually better than they may be aware of. Moving on. Revisiting old dreams or plans. Now, I'm saying that as if I said something to you guys about this, but there's a possibility that that was just in the channeled messages that I wrote down. But because it was coming in my mind, it was like a conversation. So I might have thought I told y'all that. If I didn't get to all of them, it's okay. I'll put them, I'm going to just write down the list of how it came into me. Because it kind of came in like notes, and I just jotted those down. So I'll jot them. I'll have those in the description below if you want to read those channeled messages. Here we go. But revisiting of old dreams or plans. So it's possible that these dreams that are categorized by this Neptunian energy, you could have had them since you were a kid. Okay. Or when you first began dreaming about this thing that you wanted to do, it could have started in your childhood, or it could have started because of something that transpired during your childhood. Whatever the case may be, embracing your inner child. I feel like in regards to work, in regards even to creativity, that's what's going to be a big deal here for whatever is happening, whether this is the twin flame connection being repaired because of all these energies, or even if it's just the connection between a person. Because keep in mind, you guys, your twin flame is merely just going to be a literal physical representation of what is going on within you. So that being said, If there's no union of the masculine energy and the feminine energy within each of us, it's possible that that's the reason that some of us have not experienced what we think is union, because, and that could be in any relationship that we've had. I believe all the relationships we participate in are both karmic and divine at the same damn time. They are karmic, divine unions. There's an element of fate and destiny with all of them. The stars align. There are aspects that, shape the connections and the people that we meet. So it's all karmically divine, right? And this all happens in our lives in cycles. We just a lot of times are totally oblivious to this shit. So with that being said, right now I don't feel that I believe in a one twin flame type energy. I feel that depending on where we are in our process of healing and ascension, everybody's a potential twin flame and everybody is a potential karmic, right? In the sense of what some people think of, which is just all the bad stuff. When the truth is, karmic energy is not all bad. There are great karmics, right? So I don't understand why people think that, but whatever. Thank God I'm my own person, and thank God that I listen to spirit. So with that being said, if you feel that you've been experiencing separation from your twin, it's most likely because there is a form of separation within you. Every relationship we are now, we know that is somehow a reflection of us. And it's not, I don't all the time believe that either, because I feel like people could be whole and pure and they can attract people who are not, merely because those other people desire what this person seems to possess or does in fact possess. And then in the process, the people who were whole and or pure, they become impure and not so whole because of the dynamics of the other person who felt they lacked. People who are in lack hurt, and they tend to hurt other people based upon what they feel they lack. Even though the whole time you were whole, you just were oblivious to the fact that you were whole. So there is this yin and yang, that light versus dark. Light meaning you have knowledge of something or yourself. Darkness being that you are ignorant to something about something or yourself. Hope that makes sense. Moving on, guys. I'm sorry. I smoked, so sorry. Anyways, here we go. It says the return of people or romances from your past, and also romanticizing how things used to be. Again, this could be in actual relationships, right? Or this could be your relationship with yourself. Keep that in mind. It could be both, right? Those are the energies that are surrounding this reading. But most of all, the biggest thing to take away is that if this is a personal thing and you've just been placing limitations on yourself, whether it was because you were labeled something or diagnosed something and in some way when you were younger, and it's just been with you and following you, and because you heard certain things or because you read certain things that gave you the knowledge of this diagnosis, okay, or this label, you've been identifying with it and agreeing with it totally, or even just a little. You've been agreeing with it, and thus it's made you believe that this thing is true, but it is not. And the liberty that you are experiencing, or that you will experience in your mind, your heart mind, is all going to happen because in some way, shape, or form, you are about to surrender, or you have already. By the time this reading reaches you, you will have already surrendered whatever your thoughts and dreams are concerning this matter for you. I do feel the matter is in material things, in possessions and goods, finances. It is in your actions, and it is in also maybe sexual energy, as well as feelings and spirituality. Those are the aspects that will be touched. The physical body and or physical goods and belongings. Someone's actions and their desires, something that you want. Okay, and your feelings, emotions, and spiritual prowess. These are what's being touched by the unseen and the unknown. So here is the last messages that I had from the encouraging words of Jesus deck. It says, judge not, that you be not judged. Judge not, that you be not judged. And what this is Matthew chapter 7, verse 1. And what this means to me, it's not to say don't judge at all. I know that people think that that's what that scripture says, but it doesn't. That scripture is just telling you to be mindful of the way that you judge. Most people are going to judge. It is literally innate. Judgment has everything to do with the way that you see something, perceive a thing, the way that you reason in regards to information or actions regarding yourself and other people. So that scripture is just saying,